Well, hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of Tag. You're it! Tag is a comedy film that is inspired by a true story. The movie is directed by Tomsic and produced by Broken Road Productions and New Line Cinema. Tag stars Ed Helms, Jon Hamm, Annabelle Wallis, Jake Johnson, Isla Fisher, Hannibal Buress, Rashida Jones, and Jeremy Renner. At 9 years old, a group of tight-knit friends created a game of tag that they played annually over the month of May. After 30 years, it seems like Jerry, who's never been tagged, might quit. As soon as his trailer hit a while back, I was in. I thought it was a great premise, the fact that it's based on a true story, that makes it even a little bit better. And I gotta say, I loved this movie. It's a really lovely little film. It's really funny. It's a little bit vulgar. More on that later. And it's genuinely sweet and heartwarming without being saccharine. As we all know, Jon Hamm is a damn fine actor. And he's also proven in the past that he's got a gift for comic timing. Doesn't hurt that he's gorgeous. And he really brings it in this flick. Jake Johnson was one of the very few things I liked about The Mummy. I really like him in here too. He's kind of the pothead burnout character. And he was making me laugh. Ed Helms is Ed Helms in this movie. He kind of plays the same role most of the time, like, get me an Ed Helms type. Ed Helms is available. But again, he made me laugh. He's got really great physicality in this movie, and the guy just has an ability to make faces that just crack me up. Hannibal Buress is really good here as well. Of course, he's a stand-up comic first, and his delivery in this film is really dry, almost bordering on like existential, and it works really well. Each of these characters are very much their own entity, but they come together in a really nice ensemble. Isla Fisher, I have been a fan of for a long time. She's hilarious in Wedding Crashers. She's great on Arrested Development. She crushes it in this movie. She was the standout funniest character in a cast of really, really funny people, proving once again that I think she is one of the funniest women in Hollywood. Now, Annabelle Wallis was not one of the very few things I enjoyed about The Mummy. She was terrible in that movie. Granted, it was a pretty terrible movie, so I don't know that we can necessarily blame her. But I went into this a little bit like, is she gonna be all right? She was all right. She's not amazing in the movie. She's not given all that much to do to like emote, but she's good. She's perfectly adequate for the role as a sort of Wall Street journalist who gets sucked into the craziness and goes along for the ride. Jeremy Renner I like a lot as an actor, but I haven't really seen him do much comedy outside of like little comedic moments in the Avengers movies. And he was in that Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler comedy, The House, which A, was pretty bad, B, wasn't funny, and C, his character wasn't really a comedic character, so it's hard to say. He does not have the comic timing of a Jon Hamm, a Jake Johnson, a Hannibal Buress, or an Ed Helms, but he's still quite good in the film. You can tell he doesn't come quite from a comedy background, but he nails it a lot of the time. Granted, his character is really unlikable for the first chunk of the movie, but we do kind of grow to love him. This is straight up a comedy, but it's got elements of other genres in there. There are like horror movie tropes. There are some actually really solid action beats. There's some stuff that's reminiscent of the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movies, even like, Batman internal monologue stuff. There are a few scenes where a game of tag's about to happen and we focus on Jeremy Renner's character, who's the one who's never been tagged because he's just too damn good. And it goes into slow motion and we hear his internal monologue. And it's like, Hoagie's coming at me and he's planning to go low, but he doesn't know that I'm gonna go high, and then I planted. And it worked really well. It was a really nice touch. Movie also has a killer soundtrack. I don't really have anything else to say, but it does. Now, the film is occasionally vulgar. I have nothing against vulgarity. Vulgarity usually makes me laugh. My problem with it in this movie is that it's used very sparingly, so that when it does happen, it actually feels kind of out of place. I don't think it hurt the movie. I also don't really think it needed to be there. Except with Isla Fisher's character, who nails vulgarity beautifully. Now, like many comedies, this movie does suffer in the third act when the confrontation happens. There's always a confrontation in the third act of a comedy, not always, but usually. And oftentimes when the confrontation happens, the laughs kind of fall off because they have to establish the dramatic moments. And that does happen here. However, once the tension is relieved, the laughs come back full on, and I was laughing throughout the rest of the movie. As I said, I really enjoyed Tag. I laughed myself silly, and there's something really heartwarming about seeing old friends come back together and go into their old roles. It really is heartwarming, and it's kind of funny because tomorrow I'm seeing an old friend I haven't seen in probably a couple of years, and the next day I'm doing the same with another friend. So there's kind of a synchronicity there. Now, I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to give Tag. And I think I'm going to give Tag a...
You're on a first date, marries the girl, you want to really impress her. How do you make her feel special?
Well, start off with some fabulous food, a little fabulous conversation.
What else fabulous, John?
End it with a fabulous foot massage for an evening of total fabulosity.
Out of 10. and now we're all a little bit uncomfortable. So now I want to know, have you seen Tag? What did you think about it? What's your favorite buddy comedy of all time? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. You can do so by clicking the Courtshake logo at the bottom right of your screen. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.